Hello and welcome to CBIT. I'm sorry it's been a while since we've had some videos. We've been changing how we do a few things and we've now opened a shop. Today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the Gigabyte B650 Aorus Elite AX Ice Edition. This is a gaming motherboard which is on the AM5 platform. Let's have a look to see what we've got in here. Well, the first thing to note is the motherboard is white, which is why it's the Ice Edition. So in the box we have the motherboard, and hiding underneath the cardboard we've got the installation manual, got another leaflet, we've got an external wireless dongle, we've got the Gigabyte G connector, which is used for connecting the front panel to the motherboard, so you can make it nice and easy, connect all the cables to here, then that one little block connects to the motherboard, makes it a lot easier for connecting up the front panels, and a couple of SATA cables. And that is all you get in the box. So let's have a look at the actual motherboard. It's got a bit of weight to it, this motherboard has, so there must be a lot of heat sinks. So that does look nice. So it's got the whiteboard and a lot of silver heat sinks, and there is a lot of weight on here. It's a lot of heat sinks. So let's have a look, see what it's actually got. So we've got a couple of Wi-Fi 6 antenna ports on the back here. We've then got a display port and a HDMI, but if you're using something of this spec, you will be using a dedicated graphics card. We then move on to 4 USB ports there. We have got a USB-C 10 gig, got a USB 3.2 port, 4 additional USB 3.2, we've got a 2.5 gig LAN, and a couple of other USB 3.2s. We've then got the normal audio connections for the mic, the line out and the line in. Now that we've had a look at the back, let's have a look at what else we've got on this motherboard. So we have got 4 RAM slots, which will take a maximum of 192 gig. That's a 48 gig DIMM capacity per stick. So got plenty of space in here for your RAM. It will take DDR5, anything from 4400 mega transfers per second memory modules all the way up to 8000, which is overclocked of course. It is a dual channel memory architecture. It will support non-ECC unbuffered DIMMs. And of course it's got the support for the AMD Expo or the XMP, so we can overclock the memory very easily. Like I said earlier, it is an AM5 socket, and it has got quite a few headers on here for fans. We have got CPU fan, of course. It's got another optional CPU fan. It's got a system fan. These are all found at the top. It has got addressable RGB, and we've got the RGB header at the top here next to the fans. Also on the top we have got an 8-pin and 4-pin power for the motherboard. Going down this side here we have got the 24 port power, which is the main power. We've got a reset switch and another fan connection here. and it actually looks like we've got the reset header for the button, front reset button there as well. Just to the bottom of the memory slots, we have got the front panel for the USB-C, and below them we have got 4 SATA connections. Just below the SATA we have got a front panel USB 3, which is I think 3.2 actually, and we've got the BIOS battery, which is standard. We then come along to the front panel connections, which is where the extra header in the box comes in. So you fill it in there and plug it into here. As well as standard ones, you've got a couple of options for the power LED and the speaker. Carrying on along the bottom, we have got another system fan header, 2 USB 2 front panel headers, another LED connection, not sure what that one's for, another system fan header, a TPM module header, looks like it's a serial port header, another addressable RGB header, an LED header, and another addressable RGB header. So we've got multiple RGB headers which we can use, so we can put different fans on, or different RGB devices, so we get different patterns. Then we've got the audio connection. Looking on the main part of the board, we have got a heatsink here, which is for the main SSD, which is of course M.2. Below the storage, we've got the PCI Express X16, which is running PCIe Gen 4. I've got another 2 M.2 headers under here, and then a further 2 PCIe Express 16 slots. There is no additional M.2 on the back, but with 3 of them on here, I think this will cover what most people need. The motherboard does support RAID. It does RAID 0, RAID 1 and RAID 10. It's got built-in Bluetooth 5.3. So it's 2.5 gig LAN, so it works at 2.5 gig, 1 gig or 100 meg, depending on what switch you've got. The audio is a Realtek audio codec, and it's can work in 7.1 if required. The onboard graphics. So there is a display port which can do a maximum of 3840 by 2160 at 144 Hz, or the HDMI port will do 4096 by 2160 at 60 Hz. The chipset is the AMD B650. It has got a plethora of USB ports, whether it's USB 3.2, USB 2 or USB Type-C. Either it's on the front, the back of the case, doesn't matter, there's lots of headers and actual ports available. Okay, so the PCI slots, the top one runs at PCI 4 X16 and the other 2 are running PCI 3, so they won't be recommended for your graphics cards, which one so I'd recommend putting in the top one to get your full bandwidth. The 3 M.2 connections, they all support up to, they're all M key and go up to 2280. The first one is a PCIe Gen 5 and the other 2 are PCIe Gen 4. One of them goes through the CPU, the other one goes through the chipset. Overall, I think this is a very nice board, going in a nice white case with other white peripherals. I think you can make a very nice looking machine with this. I don't have any performance data on this motherboard, but it's just an unboxing, just going through what there's on the board. Hopefully this will show you what is available on this motherboard. I will be building a machine with this motherboard very shortly, so if I was you, I'd subscribe, hit the like button, the notification button, keep your eyes out for future videos where this motherboard will actually be installed in a machine. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.